you again. But is that a good thing? 'Cause girl, I can't be your man. No.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl TB, and you know we had to do it. We're back with another one. Who we're talking about today? Today we're talking about the Bucks and the Clippers and the Lakers and the Timberwolves. So let's just dive into it, give you some stats, a recap, showdown of the rundown. You know how we get down. So anyways, I want to save the best for last, and we're going to talk about the Bucks and the Clippers first, and that's the Bucks taking it 124 to 117. So let's just dive into some stats and show y'all or tell y'all how the game went. And that is Dame Dollar and Giannis both putting on a show last night. Combined points, they had 69 combined points, and they almost had identical stats. We had Dame finishing, he had 35 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds, while Giannis had 34 points, 10 assists, and 7 rebounds. So just kind of like almost the same, not quite there. Both doing a great job putting on for their team. And what I liked about what Dame said last night, he was basically saying that he feels like they're finally starting to find that chemistry when it comes to each other. In a sense, he was like, everybody in the beginning was like, oh, it's just supposed to click, we're supposed to just know each other, and it was like, no, that wasn't the case. So it's like, now that it's closer to the end of the season, it's finally starting to work for them, and you're starting to see that on the court. They're starting to get wins, and they're looking, you know, a-okay, and I like that for them. So it's just like, it does take time to get to know a person, to like, especially when you're both leaders of your team. So Dame, of course, he was the leader of Portland, and then Giannis was the leader of the Bucks. So it's like, now you kind of have to like split that and see like, how does that work? What is that person's next move? How can we move forward? What can we do, you know, just to be like a great offense and defense on both sides of the court? And now it's starting to show, it's starting to flow. So it's like, big ups to y'all. But we're still talking about Dame, because that's him being hot. He had 16 points in the fourth quarter. I think the Clippers coach was basically saying like, Dame started off great, he finished great, and basically once he got it started, it was you couldn't stop him. And that's just what happened last night. He had 7 threes last night, and then 16 points in the fourth quarter. So it was just like, he was cooking. And this is the Dame that we love to watch, that we love to see, the kind of stats that he was putting on back in Portland. So it's like, big ups to you doing your big one. And then just with Giannis, just being next in line. Like I said, both amazing stats, doing a great job, being aggressive, putting great defense on them. And I love watching them both together, especially now that they're finally getting that chemistry, and it's just showing on the court. So it's like, who knows what the Eastern is going to bring? You know, they're number 2 in the Eastern Conference. So it's just like, big ups to you. But basically, it was a 2-man game, especially in the fourth quarter. And I think when I was reading on ESPN, they were like, it was either points or assists, where it was like 31 consecutive points off of each of them. And it's like, that's amazing, and that's great, you know, just to watch and see. And I love that happening for them. But in other news, we're talking about the Clippers, heading over to the Clippers, and that's them losing. Obviously, they didn't have Paul George, they didn't have Kawhi, so 2 of their key players that I feel they really needed last night, because it definitely showed on the court. We had a quiet Harden. He was like 1 for 6, 1 for 9. Like, the stats was not statting. And then they wanted to say PJ Tucker, he started last night, and he played 26 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And they were like, this was his first basket since November 14th. But it's like, he haven't been playing. Every time you look at the stats, it's like, coach decision, did not play. So it's like, of course he doesn't have any points, and of course this is going to be his first point since November. So it's kind of like, that was kind of I didn't like that comment. But anyways, that's just my personal opinion. And so the key players last night that really took it, and that was going to be Paul. He had 26 points last night, and then he had 7 rebounds, and doing that off the bench, because nobody on the starters had over 20 points last night. So it's like, I don't know what was going on. Like I said, of course, they had injured players that were out, so it definitely showed as to they just couldn't get it together. But it wasn't like they were losing, you know what I'm saying, the entire game. Like, the lead wasn't big. They only lost by 7. And then the next person, which was the starter, and I may say his name, butchered all wrong, but Zubac, I'm not really sure. But anyways, he finished with 18 points and he had 6 rebounds last night as well. So it's like, big ups to everybody doing an amazing job. It's just, I felt that they said that Kawhi and Paul George, they had played Saturday night and they just needed the rest. I think George, his knee soreness, and then Kawhi, I'm not even gonna name the injury, but I want to say, I said I don't want to name it. I'm still naming it. Either the hip or the hamstring, something, and I could be totally off, but I know that they wanted to rest them for Sunday's game, so that's just what happened, and it definitely showed. But they're still standing. They're still number 4 on the Western Conference. They're still in playoff standing, so that's, you know, big ups to them, doing a great job. So just keeping it, staying there, and they've been holding that spot for a little minute, so y'all doing a good job. That's all I had to say. But that's really all I had to say for the Clippers and the Bucks. And now we're going to head it over to the Lakers and the Timberwolves. And that's the Lakers taking it 120 to 109. Before I start this stats, what I want to say about the Timberwolves, because it's like they've been holding the #1 seed for a very long time. Like basically since the beginning of the season up into now. And it's just, it's so crazy because on the Western Conference, it was like either somebody was a game behind, 0.5 game behind. Like the trailing was crazy in the top 4 seeds. And it's like the moment that they lose 2 games, one to the Lakers, and I think they lost to the Cavs, if I'm not mistaken, it's like they just trickled down. So it's like now they're number 3 in the Western Conference. So it's like, how y'all go from number 1 to number 3 just that fast within 2 games? And it's like, dang, that's how close the Western Conference is. And that's what I had to say before I hopped into the stats, because it's like now you got OKC number 1, and then the Nuggets number 2, and then now it's the Timberwolves. So it's like, whoa, it's crazy how it just happens that fast. But anyways, let's talk about the stats. Like I said, the Lakers taking it, and the Lakers have been doing their thing. They have been playing some hard seeds. So they played OKC and won, and then they also played the Bucks and they won. So it's like 2 of the number 2s at the time, they both won against them. So it's like, it shows them once again what they're capable of. I feel like they was just like chilling in the first half of the season, and it's like now they pulling out their bag and pulling out everything. Like, yeah, we come in, y'all thought we was coming last and blah blah blah, but it's like now it's showing like, yeah, we ready to win, we ready to dominate. And that's just what's going on like when it comes to the Lakers, and I love that. So let's just talk about the stats, and we gotta give the player of the game to Anthony Davis. Y'all know in the beginning of the season I was talking about him being inconsistent. The stats wasn't statting, but he put on a show last night. He had 27 points, 25 rebounds, 7 steals, 5 assists, 3 blocks. It's like the list just keep going on and on and on. So it's like big ups to you for doing an amazing job, like making history. I want to say they said this has not happened in a while. So it's like he was just like feeling himself. The confidence was there, the energy was there, and it definitely showed on the court. And then it was like, of course, the next person we're going to talk about, and that's going to be LeBron James. He went off. He had 29 points, 8 rebounds, and then he had 9 assists, almost kind of close to a triple-double, just not quite there, off by a couple of little stats. But everybody doing an amazing job, and I love to see it when it comes to the Lakers, because like I said, the way that they started this season and now how they just been cooking in these past few games, and like even playing great teams and dominating, it's showing like they ready to bring that heat. It's just like, okay, we got to get them out that play-in, you know, stand in and just get up to the, I don't know if they're gonna make it to the number 6 seed, but whoever they play, the person, the opponent, they got some, yeah, they got to bring it, because the Lakers is like, okay, we not stopping. And I love that for them. And the crazy thing, switching back to AD, was, this is just me getting excited now, I'm just talking and rambling, but he had 21 rebounds in the second half. So it just shows you like how well he was playing, even as far as like offensive rebounds. Like getting a lot of second chance points for the Lakers. Every time somebody missed it, he was there to get the basket. Even the Minnesota coach, he was in the paint for like 7-8 seconds, you know, just waiting. It was like, there's no way he should have got that many offensive rebounds. But it's like, that just shows you the type of game you can play and what you got to bring to the table. And that's just what happened. And now we're just going to flip it over, talk about the Timberwolves. Of course, we have a lot of players out for the Timberwolves. Number one, we got Gobert, we got Karl Anthony Towns, we have Morris out, we have Kyle Anderson out. It's like the list just keeps going on and on and on and on. And it's like they need these key players because now it's like they are losing these games. They're dropping down in the Western Conference, and it's showing on the court that they need help in. Anthony Edwards cannot do it by himself, y'all. He needs that help. But anyways, he ended up finishing. He had 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. So it's like you still put up great stats, did an amazing job, but it's just like it wasn't enough. Y'all came up short. And then the next person I want to talk about, and that's going to be Naz Reid. He had 25 points, 5 rebounds. So it was like he did a great job. He hit 5 threes last night. This was his first start. So it's like that's really great to see. So it's like you put on a show starting the game, and that's just what it was. That's really, y'all, what I had to say about the Lakers and the Timberwolves. It wasn't like it was just a far off game. I just feel like the Timberwolves did not have all their players, and it's hindering them. It's you can really see it on the court. But y'all, that's really all I had to say. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I need y'all to be productive. It is Monday, so happy Monday. What else? I think that's really all I had. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, don't forget to turn on your notification bell so y'all can be alerted when I post. Once again, I'm TV. Peace out. Bye.